Who's Humphrey Bogart?
I don't know. Is that the guy that delivered the lunch yesterday?
Oh,
Humphrey?
That's not his name, is it? I've been calling him
Oh, it's Henry.
I've been calling him Henry.
Oh, it's not Henry. It's Humphrey?
It's Humphrey?
That's weird, Bogart. What is that?
I don't know. I thought that's when you took something and like held on to it for
Yeah,
a long time.
isn't that?
Don't
Bogart
yeah.
the item? Huh.
I won't bogart the pauses during tonight's performance. Every week, Squid brings you Hollywood's finest, the great picture plays, the great actors and actresses, techniques and skills chosen from the honor roll of those who have won or been nominated for the famous Golden Oscar of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences.
And now, E.R. Squibb & Sons, manufacturing chemists of the medical profession since 1858, bring you the distinguished star, Mr. Humphrey Bogart, who as Best Actor of the Year was nominated for the 1943 Academy Award. You will also hear Miss Mary Astor, who won the 1941 Academy Award as Best Supporting Actress of the Year, and Sidney Greenstreet, who was nominated for the 1941 Academy Award as Best Supporting Actor. Tonight, Mr. Bogart, Miss Astor, and Mr. Greenstreet will play the famous roles they created for the screen in The Maltese Falcon, the thrilling mystery which was nominated as Best Production of the Year for the 1941 Academy Award.
My name is Spade, Sam Spade. License number 357896, issued by the Police Department of San Francisco. Occupation, private detective, sometimes known as Private Eye. My files in the case of the Maltese Falcon are closed, but I've got the Maltese Falcon. I got it and some dough. My partner got murdered and a very slick chick went up for life. I'll tell you about it. This slick dame comes to see me one day, gives me a song and dance about her sister and a guy named Floyd Thursby. She wants us to get her sister back before her mother and father get in from Hawaii. I put my partner, Miles Archer, on the case. That night, he gets murdered. And so does this guy, Thursby. I go around to the apartment where the dame's living, the one called Bridget O'Shaughnessy. She said something I seemed to go for.
Oh, Mr. Spade, come in.
I have come in.
Oh, yes, you have. Mr. Spade, tell me, am I to blame for last night?
You warned us that Thursby was dangerous. Of course, you did lie to us about your sister and all that, but it doesn't count. We didn't believe you anyway.
Oh, help me, Mr. Spade. I need help so badly. I've no right to ask, but I do ask. Help me.
Oh, you won't need much of anybody's help. You're good. You're awful good. It's chiefly your eyes, I think, and that throb you get into your voice when you say things like, "Help me, Mr. Spade."
I deserve that, but the lie was in the way I said it, and not at all in what I said.
If I'm gonna help you, I've gotta have some sort of a line on your Floyd Thursby.
I met him in the Orient. We came here from Hong Kong last week.
Did he kill Archer?
Yes, certainly.
Picked a nice sort of playmate, huh?
Only that sort could have helped me if he had been loyal.
How bad a hole are you actually in?
As bad as could be.
Physical danger?
I'm not heroic. I don't think there's anything worse than death.
It's that, huh?
It's that as surely as we're sitting here. Unless you help me.
Who killed Thursby? Your enemies or his?
I don't know. I suppose. I'm afraid I don't know.
Who are his enemies, huh?
Well, there's a small, dark man with white teeth and smooth, fat, dangerous man.
This is hopeless. Well, how much money you got?
I've about $500 left.
Give it to me. Hey, there's only 400 here.
I had to keep some to live on.
All right, okay. I'll be back as soon as I can. You needn't come to the door with me. I can let myself out. I went by the office then and found a dark little guy with very white teeth waiting for me. His name was Joel Cairo. He was a Romanian.
Mr. Spade, I'm trying to recover an ornament that has been, shall we say, mislaid. I thought and hoped you could assist me.
Uh-huh.
The ornament is a statuette, the black figure of a bird. I'm prepared to pay the sum of $5,000 for its recovery, and no questions asked.
5,000's a lot of money. It's a very interesting figure.
You will put your hands together, back of your neck, Mr. Spade.
Huh? Oh,
I
sure.
shall shoot you if you try to stop me, Mr. Spade, but I must search your office.
You won't find anything but a pair of worn-out rubbers, a half pint of rum, and a pack of chewing gum.
We shall see. Please, stand up. So,
Sure. Come this way.
no, the other way.
Sure. I'll take that gun, Mr. Cairo. Now get up.
I'm very slow at things like this, unfortunately.
Yes, you are.
I'm still prepared to pay $5,000 for the return of the figure. You have it, Mr. Spade.
No.
If it is not here, why did you just risk serious injury to prevent my searching for it?
Well, I should sit around and let people come in and stick me up.
You wish some assurance of my sincerity? A retainer,
I might.
say $100.
Yeah. You better make it 200. Yeah, thanks. Your first guess was that I had the bird. What's your second guess?
That you know where it is, or where you can get
You're
it.
not hiring me to murder or do burglary, but to get back a figure in some lawful way? Say, from a dame with red hair, maybe, or a smooth, dangerous fat fella.
Oh, so you know. You must beware of them. They would stop at nothing. May I have my pistol now?
Yeah, sure, I'd forgotten all about it, yeah.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Spade, you will kindly clasp your hands behind your neck.
What the?
Don't move, Mr. Spade, and this time I might shoot. I insist on searching your office.
Sure, fine, go ahead. I finally got rid of the Romanian and started back for Bridget O'Shaughnessy's apartment. Matter of fact, I had a hunch that this Romanian was going there himself and started to tail his cab when this sad-faced guy poked something into my back and said,
Come on, the fat man wants to see you.
all right.
Here he is, Mr. Gutman, the guy who was talking to the dame and the Romanian. Ah, Mr. Spade.
Mr. Gutman.
We begin well, sir. I distrust a man who talks too much.
I like to talk.
Of course, talking something you can do judiciously, unless you keep in practice.
Yeah.
Now, sir, we'll talk if you like, and I'll tell you right out that I'm a man who likes talking to a man who likes to talk.
Swell. Will we talk about that black bird?
You're the man for me, sir. No beating about the bush. Right to the point. Let us talk about the black bird, by all means. Mr. Spade, have you any conception of how much money he got for that black bird?
No.
Well, sir, if I told you half, you'd call me a liar.
No, not even if I thought so. But you just tell me what it is and I'll figure out the profits, eh?
You mean you don't know what that bird is?
Well, I know what it's supposed to look like, and I know the value in human life that you people put on it.
Miss O'Shaughnessy didn't tell you what it is. And Cairo didn't either.
No, he just offered me 10,000 for it.
10,000 and dollars, mind you, not even pounds. You must know what it is, or do they? What is your impression?
I can't tell. They're both lying to me.
If they don't know, I'm the only one in the whole world, sweet world, who does.
Well, would you tell me what you know, and when you've told me, that'll make two of us, eh?
Mathematically correct, sir, but I don't know for certain that I'm going to tell you.
Don't be foolish. You know what it is, and I know where it is. That's why I'm here.
Well, sir, where is it?
Don't be silly.
You see, I must tell you what I know, but you will not tell me what you know. This is hardly equitable, sir. No, I don't think you can do business along those lines.
Yeah, well, think again. And why don't you think fast? I can get along without you and keep that Gunzel away from me while you're making up your mind, or I'll kill him.
Well, sir, I must say you have a most violent temper.
Oh, what are you wasting your time for, huh? You got till 5:30, then you're either in or you're out. For keeps. 3 characters and a black bird. Well, all I knew was my partner was dead, and the cops were getting very uncooperative about the whole thing, including who killed Floyd Thursby. I thought I'd better get back to see that O'Shaughnessy dame before it was too late. And sure enough, it almost was.
They came here and took him away.
Took who away? Who?
The police, they wanted to talk to you. They took Mr. Cairo with them.
And what was he doing here anyway?
He came to talk about the bird.
So what is this bird, this falcon that everyone's all steamed up about anyway?
Suppose I wouldn't tell you anything at all about it. What would you do? Something wild and unpredictable?
Maybe.
Well, it's a black figure, as you know, smooth and shiny, of a bird, or a hawk, or falcon, about 12 inches high.
Well, what makes the thing so important?
I don't know. They wouldn't tell me, but they promised me £500 if I helped them with it from the man who had it.
And go ahead.
They promised me £500 and help them I did. Then we found out Joel Cairo was going to take the falcon and desert Floyd and me, so we did that Joel first.
You are a liar.
I am a liar. I've always been a liar.
Don't brag about it. Is there any truth at all in that yarn?
Some, not very much.
Well, we've got plenty of time. I'll put on some coffee and we'll try the whole thing over again.
I'm so tired. So tired of lying and thinking up lies and not knowing what is a lie, what is the truth. Oh, darling, don't stare at me like that. Come closer. Darling.
It is something to do while waiting. What's the matter?
Kiss me. Sam's babe, kiss me.
Well, why not? I will. What's that? It happens every time. All right, I'll get it.
Be careful, darling. Okay, come on. He wants to see you.
Well, if it isn't the fat man's killer. Hello, paleface. How many you bump off today?
Shut up. Gutman's waiting for you.
No kidding? What kept you?
Darling, what does he want?
He wants me. The fat man's been thinking things over.
Well, Mr. Spade, I must apologize for sending for you as fashion.
Never mind. Let's talk about your bird.
All right, let's. What do you think of the order of the Hospital of St. John, Jerusalem?
Crusaders or something, weren't they?
Very good. In 1539, these crusading knights persuaded Emperor Charles V to give them the island of Malta. He made but one condition. They were to pay him each year the tribute of a falcon, in acknowledgement that Malta was still under Spain. Do you follow me?
Yeah.
Have you any conception of the extreme and miserable wealth of the order of that time?
I imagine they were pretty well fixed.
They were rolling in wealth, sir. They hit upon the happy thought of sending the Emperor for the first year's tribute not an insignificant live bird, but a glorious golden falcon, encrusted from head to foot with the finest jewels in their coffers. Allow me to replenish a drink, sir. Well, what do you think of these knights?
I don't know.
Well, sir, the glorious falcon never reached Spain. Buccaneers raided the galleon. In 1713, the bird showed up in Sicily. In 1840, in Paris. And it had by that time acquired a coat of black enamel, looking like nothing but a fairly interesting black statue. In 1923, a Greek dealer found it in an obscure Paris shop. He knew what it was. I heard about it in London and rushed over to buy it. But the Greek was murdered and the falcon gone. That was 23 years ago. For 23 years, I've searched for the bird. I've traced it to the home of the Russian general, Kibidov. But he wouldn't sell, even though he knew nothing of its value. I was forced to send my agents after it. They got it, sir, but I haven't got it. I'm going to get it, sir. How soon are you willing to produce the falcon?
A couple of days.
That is satisfactory. Well, sir, here's a fair bargain and profits large enough for both of us.
And, what's your idea of a fair bargain?
Shall I say 100,000?
Why not?
Why do you say to $250,000?
Oh, and you think the dingus is worth $1 million, huh?
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Say, I feel kind of funny, Gutman. That drink you gave me.
My dear man, how could you suggest anything so cruel?
I think you...
Wilma! Wilma!
Yeah, the drink on him, huh?
Put your guns away, Wilma. You must learn to be subtle in these things like me.
Oh, I like a light. Well, I owe you something. The louse, he thinks he's tough. Well, let's see if you can take this.
Ah! That's enough, Wilma. You've kicked him enough. You'd never do to kill him here. Besides, Wilma, you know how I hate the sight of blood.
In a moment, you will hear the second part of Academy Award, The Maltese Falcon. You yourself uncover jewels more precious than the rarest gems every time you smile. Your teeth are priceless. Preserve their natural brilliance with creamy, smooth Squib dental cream. For the polishing agent in this quality dentrifice is one of the safest, softest, yet most effective known to dental science. That's why you can actually see the refreshing difference when you brush your teeth with Squib dental cream. And you can taste and feel the refreshing difference too. That's because the delightful flavor of Squib dental cream is cool and inviting as a shady bed of mint. Because the refreshing action of Squib dental cream leaves your teeth and gums feeling gloriously clean. So, for a brighter smile and a happier mouth, try Squib dental cream, one of the great family of Squib products.
In a moment, you will hear part 2 of The Maltese Falcon. But first, we want to thank Warner Brothers for making this story available. And one more thing. On August 6th, Warner Brothers will celebrate the 20th anniversary of Sound Pictures. Yes, it has been that long since the silent shadows of the screen found a voice. We congratulate Warner Brothers on this historic anniversary. And now, the House of Squib presents part 2 of Academy Award starring Humphrey Bogart in The Maltese Falcon with Mary Astor and Sidney Greenstreet.
I guess the name of Sham Spade was a cinch for the back page obituaries. But I came out of it somehow and managed to get up and stagger out of the apartment. Went around to the hotel where Joel Cairo had a room and made a deal with the house dick to let me search it. All I could find was a newspaper in the waste basket, folded back to the steamship news. There was a list of arrivals, and one was marked it said 8:07 a.m. and La Paloma from Hong Kong. That was good enough for me, so I got a cab and rode down to the docks. The La Paloma was on fire when I got there, burning beautifully. I went back to my office and held my aching head and started to think things over. That's when the door opened. This tall guy in a long black overcoat stood there with a package in his hands, making gurgling noises. And then he fell like a tree. Well, he should have. He was dead after all. I took a good look. But then the phone rang. He was a maid off the La Paloma. And I unwrapped his package, and there it was, this black bird. It was the Maltese Falcon. I grabbed the phone and started listening. It was Bridget O'Shaughnessy, and she said she was in trouble. So I found her shivering in the dark corner of an office building, and I took her and the Falcon home to my apartment. I put Bridget on the couch, and I put the Falcon in the icebox, where no one would think to look for anything, including ice. I came back in and switched on the lights and found a surprise party waiting to greet me.
Well, sir, we're all here. Now let's sit down and be comfortable and talk.
Sure. Get away from me with that gunzel. You're not gonna frisk me, alright?
Stand still, shut up.
Put your paw on me and I'm gonna make you use that gun. Ask your boss if he wants me shot up before we start talking.
Never mind, Wilma. You're certainly a most headstrong individual, Mr. Spade. Now let's be seated.
You too, Cairo. You can put your gun down too.
Of course, Mr. Spade. I was only using caution, as it were.
You ready, Gutman? You ready to make the first payment and take the Falcon off my hands?
Well, sir, as to that, here are $10,000, sir.
We were talking about more money than this.
Yes, sir, we were, but this is genuine coin of the realm, sir. With $1 of this, you can buy $10 of talk, and besides, there are more of us to be taken care of now.
Well, that may be, but I've got the Falcon.
I should not think it would be necessary to remind you, Mr. Spade, that though you may have the Falcon, yet we certainly have you.
Yes, I'm trying not to let that worry me. We'll come to the money later. There's another thing to be taken care of first. We've got to have a fall guy. The police have to have a victim. Somebody that they can stick for those 3 murders.
2. Only 2 murders, Mr. Spade. Thursby undoubtedly killed your partner.
All right. 2. What difference does it make? Anyway, the point is, we've got to give the police a name.
Come, Mr. Spade. You can't expect us to believe at this late age you are the least afraid of the police, or that you're not able to handle.
Oh, no, I've put my neck on the line, Gutman. I've come to get through with somebody. I've got to have a victim when the time comes, and if I don't, I'll be that victim. So let's give him the Gunzel over there. He actually did shoot Thursby in the other one, didn't he? Anyway, he's made to order for the part. Let's turn him over to the cops.
Get up on your feet. I'm taking all the riding from you I'm gonna take. Get up! Shoot it up!
Now, Wilma, don't shoot!
Yeah, there, Gunzel. That'll take care of you. Put him on the sofa. Good. Sorry, Bridget, sorry, but you seem to have recovered all right.
I'm all right.
Good. Well, gentlemen, here's our fall guy, and now you can all agree. I'll turn the Falcon and the whole lot of you in if you don't.
Mr. Spade, I don't like this. What if we took matters into our own hands and killed you?
You won't. You'll never find the Falcon.
True, but there are other ways we could make you talk.
No. I take it and you make me kill you, and then that'd end up the same way.
I believe you would, too.
Well?
I've always felt toward Wilma like a father. But you can have it.
Well, let's get the details fixed. Why did he shoot Thursby, anyway?
Thursby was Miss O'Shaughnessy's ally. We thought in disposing of him, we would teach Miss O'Shaughnessy to pick up her differences with us regarding the Falcon.
And what about the mate from La Paloma?
That was her fault. Cairo got in touch with me when he saw the notice of the ship's arrival. He remembered that the mate of Miss O'Shaughnessy has been friendly in Hong Kong. He called on this man, but he, with Miss O'Shaughnessy and the bird, slipped through our fingers. We followed them to her apartment, and Wilma shot the mate as she was coming down the fire escape. He shot him many times before the man was tough, and he did not drop the Falcon. We persuaded Mr. O'Shaughnessy to call your office, but unfortunately she did not call in time to prevent you from meeting the mate and getting the Falcon.
I see.
Now, sir, would it be presumptuous if we asked to see the Falcon?
Okay. It's in my icebox.
Icebox? I say, you are a character, sir. Yes, very, very clever of you, very.
I've got it.
Bring it in here at once.
Here, wrapped in this.
Now, after 23 years, it is it. But we'll make sure. Hand me your knife, sir. Here. I'll peel off some of this disfiguring enamel. It's a fake!
All right, O'Shaughnessy, you've had your little joke now. Tell us all about it.
No, sir, no. That's the only one I've got from the Russian. I swear it. You bungled it, Gutman. You and your stupid attempt to buy it. The Russian caught on how valuable it was. No wonder he had so little trouble stealing it, you imbecile. You bloated idiot.
Yes, it's in the Russian's hand. There's no doubt about it. Well, so what do you suggest? Shall we stand here and shed tears and call each other names, or shall we go to Istanbul and interview our Russian friend?
Go to Istanbul.
For 23 years I wanted that little item and have been trying to get it. If I must spend another year on the quest, well, that will be an added expenditure in time only.
I will go with you. Wilmer's gone.
Wilmer's gone, so he has. That makes it imperative that we go, too. And by the way, sir, I'll trouble you for my envelope containing the $10,000.
I kept up my end of the bargain, but I'll settle for 1,000 for expenses.
Thank you. I'll allow you the 1,000.
That'll take care of my time just fine.
Well, sir, we'll say goodbye to you, unless you care to undertake the Istanbul expedition with us. You don't? Well, that's too bad. Well, sir, the shortest farewells are best. Adieu. And to you, Mr. Shaughnessy, I leave the Rara Avis there on the table there as a little memento. The Maltese Falcon.
They're gone. Thank God. All right, O'Shaughnessy. Spill.
Where shall I begin?
You came to me and asked me to have Thursby followed. I put my partner on it. He followed Thursby and he was killed. You must have told Thursby that he was being followed.
I told him yes, but believe me, Sam, I wouldn't have told him if I thought Floyd Thursby would kill your partner.
Miles hadn't many brains, but he'd had too many years' experience as a detective to be caught like that by a man he was shadowing up a blind alley with his gun tucked away in his hip and his overcoat unbuttoned. But he'd have gone up there with you anyway, Angel. He was just dumb enough to do just that. And then you could have stood close to him in the dark, as you liked, and put a bullet through him.
Don't talk like that, Sam. You know I don't. I would never.
All right, just stop the act. Why did you shoot him, eh?
I didn't mean to at first. I can't look at you and tell you this, Sam.
You thought Thursby would tackle him.
Ah,
If he got Thursby, then you were rid of him. But if Thursby won, you had something on him. Enough to be rid of him for good. Wasn't that it, huh?
something like that.
But when Thursby backed down, you took the gun. You did the job yourself.
Oh, Sam! Sweetheart! From the very first instant I saw you, I knew.
You angel. Well, if you get a good break, you'll be out of San Quentin in 20 years, and you can come back to me then. I hope they don't hang you, sweetie. Not by your precious neck.
You know deep down in your heart that in spite of anything, I love you.
I don't care who loves who. I'm not gonna play the sap for you. I won't walk in Thursby's and I don't know anyone else's footsteps. You killed my partner. You're going over for it.
Why must you do this to me, Sam? Surely your partner wasn't as much as to you as...
Hey, listen to me now. This won't do you any good. You'll never understand me, but I'll try once, and I'm gonna give up. Listen good. When a man's partner's killed, he's supposed to do something about it. As it happens, we're in the detective business. Well, when one of your organization gets killed, it's bad business to let the killer get away with it. It's bad all around. Bad for every detective everywhere.
You can't send me to the... Sam, you can't. You love me. You love me.
Yeah, maybe I do. But what of it? Maybe next month I won't. I've been through it all before. I got some rotten nights after I sent you over, but that'll pass. I want you, sure, but I won't take you at the price because all of me wants to, well, regardless of the consequences, because you counted on that with me the same as you counted on that with all the others before me.
Sam, darling, kiss me. Kiss me.
Sure, baby.
What are you doing? Who are you calling?
The cops, baby. The cops. To come and take you away.
Just as thrilling as tracking down some fabulous treasure is the search for the unknown, which goes on unceasingly in the Squibb Research Laboratories. For that is the search that leads to the discovery of new life-saving drugs, and new life-saving uses for existing drugs, and streptococcus, and one of the newest products of this searching in the new field of medicine opened up by penicillin. Streptococcus, still in the testing stages, shows great promise against additional enemies of mankind. That is why Squibb scientists are working night and day to unlock the secrets of streptomycin, to improve the strain, to find the test all the ways in which it may be used in the conquest of disease. It is this same questioning spirit, this refusal to stop anywhere short of perfection, that inspires all endeavors of the House of Squibb. It is one reason why, wherever you come across it, in the service of human health, Squibb is a name you can trust.
Next Wednesday, another great picture. The House of Squibb will present Academy Award, starring Henry Fonda in Young Mr. Lincoln. Today's performance of The Maltese Falcon was written for radio by Frank Wilson, with an original musical score composed and conducted by Leith Stevens. Our producer-director is D. Engelbach. Henry Bogart is soon to be seen in Warner Brothers' Big Sleep. Mary Astor appeared through the courtesy of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, producers of Technicolor musical Easy to Wed. Sidney Greenstreet is soon to be seen in Warner Brothers' The Verdict. This is Hugh Brundage bidding you good night until next Wednesday at this same time, when you're invited to listen again to Academy Award, presented by the House of Squibb, a name you can trust. This is the BBTBC, and as always, and every single night ad infinitum, that's a good night from me.
And that's a good night from me.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Henry Bogart? Humphrey Bogart.
I guess that's it.